I'm really happy and gratified to be here today on the occasion of the Governor's signing into law of House Bill 2744, requiring extension of basic health insurance coverage for autism spectrum disorder to a number of families who have children with autism in the state of Kansas. Today, long in the making, a lot of hard work went into this by a lot of people, not the least of which is the gentleman to my right, Representative Mike Kegel. He and former Representative Arlen Siegfried and I have been fighting this fight for a number of years, and we've finally accomplished results.
And I hope this will help more families say, yes, we will step on forward, because we know we've got help, we've got support, we've got people, we've got a compassionate society around.
This bill is as important as it is a good start. We were not able in this bill, because of limitations actually imposed by the Affordable Care Act, we were not able in this legislation to extend basic health insurance coverage for autism to all Kansas families who have kids with autism, because it would, under the Affordable Care Act, it would have cost the state a large amount of money. There would have been a huge fiscal note involved, and that would have made it politically impossible to pass. But the start here is we have now extended coverage to about 250 Kansas autistic children. As of next January, that number will go up to about 750 the year after next. These are children whose families are insured under large employer group plans or grandfathered plans under the Affordable Care Act. I intend this to be, an excellent and momentous occasion, a stepping off point to try to get back next year and get autism coverage declared an essential health benefit in Kansas under the Affordable Care Act, so that it can be extended to the families of all 8,400 Kansas kids with autism. That's what we're going to work for. But as I said in my remarks with the governor during the signing ceremony, there's a saying in the Jewish Talmud that whoever saves one life saves the world entire. And just because we couldn't extend coverage to everybody next year, to me, was not a reason not to try to do something. And those 250 kids that will benefit from this applied behavior analysis next year, the 750 kids that will benefit from it the year after next, it's just going to make a vast improvement in most of their lives.
First of all, I want to give all the credit to John Rubin for the magnificent work he's done the last year. We have been working on this issue for about 4 years, and it's taken a long time, and John has done the yeoman work the last year, and he deserves a lot of credit. Think of a little 3-year-old laying on the floor in a fetal position with a helmet on because he keeps banging his head against the wall on the floor, and when you touch him, he screams, and he's totally incommunicative. And then fast forward 4 years, and this little boy is now in school, not in special ed, but in regular class. He's actually got an IQ that's higher than the average. He's doing very well, particularly in math. He's a whiz with numbers. What happened? What happened was he had a wealthy grandma who spent a lot of money giving him the interventions he needs to progress to the point where he could go to school.
As Mike referred to, many of them will be able, with this therapy in place that their families up to now haven't been able to afford, with this therapy now in place for them, they'll be able eventually, many of them, to be mainstreamed in school rather than continuing in special education classes. That'll save the state a lot of money on its bottom line, and they'll be able to become productive wage-earning taxpayers as adults. That'll save the state a lot of money as well. So this bill is clearly the right thing to do for these families, for all the moral reasons that have been discussed. It will make a vast improvement in these children's lives. It's also the right thing to do for the state's bottom line. And so again, I'm gratified and very appreciative of the governor signing it into law today. And we'll be back next year with some additional measures to see if we can further extend the coverage of this coverage in Kansas.